Hello, my name is Amor, and I am up here with some good friends, Panfred, Nudo, Amish Ace, and it's Rob the Builder. We are about to start our live recording of our podcast. It's called Crossing the Streams, and if you don't know what that is, that's a Ghostbusters reference. Let me make sure that's very clear. But what is the content of Crossing the Streams? Crossing the Streams, we bring on fellow creators like myself who like to cover things like, hey, Lego, brick building, things like that. We're all avid AFOLs here, and we all actually produce content about Lego. So we're going to hang out up here. We're going to talk about what it means to do what we do here, what we've enjoyed and experienced right here at BrickSLOPES. And yeah, we're going to hang out. You are all welcome to join us. Maybe get a peek at what it's like to be a creator in this space, or if you're just curious what it means to get started in the live streaming or content creation world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us started. We're going to get the intros. So let's start over there, Rob. Rob, who are you? What do you do? And what can people expect from your content?
Yes, my name is Rob. I go by Rob the Builder. I am a human being and a Lego creator. That was when I was on your live stream, that was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, I'm a human being. I make Lego content. I just started recently on Twitch, and it's been awesome. And then I make content on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as well.
Thanks, Rob. My name is Brett. I go by Amish_Ace on Twitch and Insta and X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I primarily stream Lego building content on Twitch. I've been doing it for a little over 2 years now, and have a really fun time doing it. Get to know the community, sharing my love of Lego, Star Wars, etc. Yeah, come on by, say hi.
How's it going, y'all? I'm Panfred Nudo, Fred, Freddy, Tito Fred, all the aliases. Primarily stream content on Twitch. Been doing that for about 3 years now. I typically build sets, but also showcase particular Lego products such as stands, accessories, and whatnot. But every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday night, you can catch me building Star Wars sets, Marvel sets, all sorts of different Lego sets, a variety of sets, should I say. But yeah, pleasure to be here with you.
Welcome, guys. I really appreciate you joining me. And lastly, myself, my name's Amor, but you can find me on places like Twitch, YouTube, More Amor. That's actually where the podcast lives, on YouTube as well as podcast platforms. And we talk about what it means to create, what it means to make content, but most of all, what it means to share the things that we love with those out there on the internet. And so I'm going to throw a softball and just ask you, what has your experience been like here at BrickSLOPES so far this weekend?
Yeah, I think being here, like seeing all of the mock creations, we talked about this earlier, but or the other day, it's so inspiring to see all the different things. And the last couple of days, since we had the conversation of looking at all the mocks and everything, I've actually gotten a chance to talk with a lot of really incredible builders about their technique, about everything. And I had an awesome conversation with Moto, and he has these incredible mocks here, but he also, I don't know if you guys heard this, he has his first ever mock that he created when he was like 10 years old or 12 years old. And I love that because it's like the day one comparing to like day 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or whatever. And so seeing where he started and where he is now, that's really cool for me to see that.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, it's been really awesome just to get to see all the amazing creations by so many AFOLs here, and also getting to meet and talk with them and just learn more about them. This was only my second convention, the first being Brick World, but this is definitely my favorite so far. And it's also inspiring. You know, there's something coming up called Friendship Timber, which I normally don't do a lot of mock building on my channel. I typically just do official Lego sets, but I might actually try to do some mock building in September.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
never thought you would actually say that. So you heard it here first, folks. Amish Ace is going to mock something. I can't wait to see it. Watch his socials because it's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, I think being at BrickSLOPES has been kind of twofold. Obviously, with all the mocks and seeing all the different mocks out there, has definitely gotten me inspired. But I was talking to Elliot, who has a really amazing 501st headquarters or base mock, and actually won best Star Wars mock here at BrickSLOPES. And of course, seeing it in its full form, fully completed form, is super intimidating to somebody that doesn't necessarily build mocks. And I'm like, I could never ever build anything like that. But in talking to Elliot, face to face as opposed to digitally, he's like, it's in pieces. It's not like it was built in a day. Like, this is weeks, months, even like a year in the making. And it didn't come overnight. And you could totally do it if you kind of just split it up and it didn't look at it like a huge mock, a huge epic mock, but kind of take it step by step. And it was inspiring to me to be like, well, maybe I won't create something as epic as his mock, but at least get started in doing something small. But the other side that I think has been a really cool part of being here is the fact that we're surrounded by so many like-minded people, a bunch of people that share a similar interest in Lego, whether it's building mocks, whether it's building sets, custom stuff, custom minifigs, accessories for your Lego, and everybody is so comfortable just sharing that love of Lego, geeking out about Lego together, that it's comfortable to just be you. And which is what we kind of push, I know, on stream, push on Twitch. Obviously, maybe it's a little easier to do it on the internet because the only face you're really looking at is mine or whatever streamer you're looking at, right? And so it's easy to geek out with somebody on the internet, but to be able to do that face to face, like with my two credits with Zane over here, and geek out face to face for the first time, meeting people for the first time, I think has been the biggest impact in that. We're finally putting a face to the name, right? And we're able to geek out together. So many people together here over the course of the weekend to just be comfortable geeking out about a shared, common interest. And there's so many demographics here, so many, ethnicities here, so many people from different parts of the country, even. And we all get to geek out together. I think that's one of the best, but if not the best part about being at an event like this. Being away from home, I'm from Southern California, not that's super far away, but to be able to connect face to face with people that on a typical basis I would never cross paths with probably is really fun, inspiring, and motivating. I think it inspires me to continue to make the content that I do, but be better.
Absolutely. I love the answers across the board. I think having walked the floor so many times over the last several days, I've seen so many things, and every time I do another lap around the floor, I find something new that I think, oh man, that's really awesome. And it is inspiring to see just the creativity behind a lot of this work that we get to take in over this weekend. I think it's really relevant to what we do, right? When we create things on the internet, yeah, I mean, whether they be physical mocks, although I don't think any of us actually are straight up mock builders at all. But when it comes to building the content, the coverage around the Lego, whether it be talking about the latest releases or the kind of our favorite themes and things like that, I think this still is relevant and inspiring what we do, right? Because we get to connect with each other, we get to connect with fellow Lego fans, the people who put on this show, who, man, BrickSLOPES has just been amazing. And I mean, I admit this is my first one, so I can't really compare it to anything else, but this has been a wonderful experience for me. I'm walking away feeling very inspired to create more Lego content. But for you three, what kind of motivation or inspiration specifically have you taken away now that you've been among all these fellow AFOLs and other Lego fans and other creators? What have you taken away from this so far?
Yeah, I think one of the things, like Brett said, was the friendship tober or friendship September. Um, I was sitting there last night at the award ceremony. I was like, maybe I should make a little ship for September. So there's that, and it's funny because leading up to a convention, I'll always take the time to like figure out, okay, what videos am I going to make and all that stuff. And then when I get here, that plan totally goes out the window because part of it is just like the amazement and just wanting to take it all in for myself. Part of it is just hanging out with friends. But I have been able to make some videos, and I think with coming to an event like this, the big thing for me is the mock building as a source of inspiration, and then also getting to talk with content creators, hear about like their process and how they go about doing things, and sometimes see it in real time if we go to the Lego store or if they're filming a video here at the convention hall, and like how they actually go about doing it, because everyone has a process, but it's never the same from one creator to the next.
What kind of stuff have you learned actually from like other creators that you've been around? What kind of knowledge have you absorbed over this time?
Well, it's funny because I haven't been posting to TikTok a lot, but I realized that it's kind of hard to explain, but you can edit a clip to sync up to audio in the app after you've recorded it. It's hard to explain it, but like when you see it, I could like show it to you. But that's something that
was it you and I who were already having a conversation? Because I think it bothered you that you didn't think you could do that, right? But wait,
it wasn't that I couldn't do that. It was more so that when I make a video, the lip sync does have to be perfect for me. Like for my videos at least, and it's a huge pet peeve when it isn't. When I download it from TikTok and it goes to Instagram, it's off by like a half a second, which is really annoying for me. So I'll like throw it back in Final Cut, re-edit it, and then upload it to Instagram. It's a very long process. But so I was very excited to see that I could do that on TikTok just in real time after recording a video.
Brett, what about you? What kind of things have you been absorbing from other creators, or what's your experience like interacting with your peers in this space?
Well, I mean, kind of like what Fred was saying, just looking at it and trying not to be intimidated. You know, you're not going to make this ginormous, 20,000 piece set or mock, from the get go. Maybe what I need to do is, if I want to do it, start small. So like I was saying, the Friendship Timber would be a great outlet for me to experiment, get some pieces. I have a ton of bulk that I haven't sorted through or anything like that, but pick up a friend's set and rifle through my other pieces and just kind of make something, try to be a little more creative. I mean, you see my channel, I get creative with other things, but maybe start focusing more on being more creative in the Lego space as opposed to like the entertainment space. So that's kind of what I've been inspired to do from being here.
Nice. And Fred, how about you?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that I think I'll be definitely taking away as a content creator by being at a place like this. First, being able to interact face to face with other creators and other mock builders or other Lego accessory creators and whatnot. Collaboration. I think being able to talk to somebody face to face about collaborating in the future, I think is huge. These are people that I normally, on a typical basis would not cross paths with. A lot of these people aren't on Twitch and probably would have never found me or think Twitch is solely for gaming. And it's not. There's a great community of AFOLs, a great community of Lego fans on Twitch that are watching Lego content creators. And if I didn't come to a place like this, I wouldn't have the opportunity to talk to them about collaborating in the future, talking to the vendors here and showing off their product on stream. Emily with the tray company and showing that on stream. And now that I have the physical product that I wouldn't have necessarily would have got otherwise to show, I think is fantastic. But as far as in talking with other content creators, that side of it, I think it's one of those things where I'm able to converse with them and they're able to understand just, I guess, the highs and lows of creating content, and they're able to understand what it takes to make the content. Sometimes the mental strength that you do not have on a daily basis to make that, and to understand that struggle, right? To understand that struggle within each other, because we know what it's like. It's not always, unicorns and rainbows when you hit the live button, just before you do that, right? And the people that understand that, and I can have that kind of conversation face to face with Brett. He's able to understand that struggle. So it's really fun to be able to relate to somebody on a personal basis and an IRL basis, and kind of just talk about those things and know that I'm not alone in feeling like there are days I'm just not motivated,
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been really awesome to actually have these conversations face to face, be in person, with you guys. Actually, this is my first time meeting all of you in person, and it's kind of wild. So, it's nice. I mean, God, Brett's wearing my face on his shirt there. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. What's been amazing is getting to be and exist in the same real space with you guys and talk about this stuff and enjoy all this Lego around us. Enjoy all these builds, talking to other fans, hitting up these booths that have these cool products like Emily's trays as well. So it's been amazing. You touched on Twitch, and I think I want to talk about something that not everyone knows is that a lot of us probably, if at all, consume Lego content. We probably consume it on places like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, but Twitch is another platform where a lot of us actually make Lego content. Who wants to talk a bit about that and maybe like shed some light on what that is for people who don't know what's going on?
Yeah, sure. So I was first like looking around when I was looking to share my passion and love for Lego, and I was like, hey, let me look on Twitch. I played video games every night, and I was like, an avid gamer, but I know Twitch is primarily for the gamer space. But yeah, I was like, let me look on Twitch and see what's happening with Lego. And so I searched Lego, and the first thing that comes up is Fred. Fred's streaming, building Lego. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. So I go in there and chit chat, and I was like, hey, maybe I could do this too. So I do a little research and figure out how to get stuff set up, get a camera, and you just it's tough to hit that go live button for the first time. Everyone will tell you it's really nerve-wracking, but I'm so glad I did, because Twitch has an amazing community for brick builders, for AFOLs, TFOLs, and it's just all encompassing, and it's just so much fun just to have that live interaction, that one-on-one if you want it. So I'll be building a set, and someone will come in and ask maybe a question about the particular set or something about something's releasing, and just to have that immediate feedback, that immediate response is just really, really cool.
That's awesome. Any thoughts, Fred?
Yeah, as far as Twitch is concerned, as opposed to YouTube content, Instagram content, and whatnot, I think Twitch's interface is best for a really personal interaction. Obviously, personal interaction, one-on-one, face-to-face, IRL is what we've been getting here at BrickSLOPES. And I was talking about how it was really easy to be comfortable being unapologetically yourself and just wearing flamboyant Lego shirts and whatnot in front of other Lego fans, right? And I think that same kind of interaction of being able to just be comfortable being yourself is definitely what people come to find within the brick building community on Twitch. That sure, it's not a physical one-on-one interaction IRL, but just that interaction, that instant response to a question in a chat, I think is something that's unique to Twitch that you might not necessarily get on YouTube. You watch a video, you comment, they may or may not respond to said comment, but you're able to still express that, hey, I really appreciate this content. Whereas on Twitch, it's an instant response. Hey, I remember the first day that Ace came into my stream and was like, hey, this is awesome, and was able to even then ask questions about the set right then and there. When does the set come out? How much was this set? What are you enjoying about this? And I'm able to answer them right then and there, which is super fun and really unique to Twitch in the live format that it has to offer. But it's almost just like this interaction just on the internet, and I think that's the best part and what makes the Twitch community as great as it is.
Absolutely. I think that's a wonderful way to put it. Rob, did you have any thoughts on what it's like to be on Twitch? And Rob here, for some context, he is, I mean, you got your start on TikTok, Instagram. You've been doing content in other places, but now you're checking out Twitch. So your perspective on it.
Yeah, so I spent like a good 2 or 3 weeks before I did my first live stream just watching other people's live streams, kind of get the inspiration, see things that I like that other people were doing and try and imitate that a little bit. But also just to kind of get my name out into the community a little bit more, because there really is like a whole other community of Lego AFOLs on Twitch, which is awesome. And I definitely agree with what both of you had said, where like you can ask a question and you can get an immediate answer. But the other thing that I was thinking about was you can also talk to the creator, whoever it is that you're watching, about other stuff as well. We went to the Ninjago Night baseball game in Austin, where Emily threw the first pitch, and Josh Build Stuff was there. And so we were sitting and chatting, and he asked me like, so Rob, besides the Lego, what's your thing? And I was like, oh, well, I love to run. Running is a big thing for me. And we had a whole conversation about that, where that could also happen on a Twitch live stream. And I don't know that I talk 50-50 Lego and non-Lego, but I definitely do have conversations about other stuff besides the Lego on a Twitch stream, whether it's mine or asking someone else about something, which is great.
That's a really great point, because when you consume content on like a YouTube video, right, it's generally very focused. Here's the Lego coverage or the Lego review or something cool I built, which is really awesome and very targeted. But when you get into a live stream like a Twitch stream, you're having someone build or doing whatever it is they're doing in real time, but then these other conversations start to happen, and then it is a very organic like conversation that occurs between the creator, yourselves, and the people out there who are watching. Fred.
Yeah, no, I mean, we always joke about this on Twitch, right? It's like, do Lego brick builders actually even build on Twitch? Like, it's funny, but we get so caught up in conversations that aren't even about Lego sometimes. I know one of the biggest things is always food, right? It's like, hey guys, I had this, fantastic burger, for lunch today, and it's like, oh, I had that same thing, or man, now you're making me really hungry. And I typically stream on evenings, and I'm just like, man, I know I shouldn't go and get food after I'm done streaming at 1 a.m., but you guys have forced my hand to go and do that. But I think what's really cool too about, and what's really unique about Twitch as well, is not only you're getting live interaction from people within just maybe just a small radius from you geographically, but because of the late nature of my streams, I typically stream at 7 p.m. West Coast time. So I'm saying good night to the East Coasters. I'm saying good afternoon to the Aussies and Kiwis. I'm saying good morning to those in the UK and other parts of Europe. And it's kind of fun to even level with them about different cultures and whatnot. And if it wasn't for Twitch, I wouldn't be as addicted to Canada's coffee crisps, or I wouldn't be able to level with Aussies and their fantastic Tim Tams, And so it's really cool to be able to talk about even just stuff like that and be able to connect with people that, again, I would never in a million years probably have crossed paths with someone that I have connected personally with, across the Pacific Ocean in Australia.
Yeah. I'm getting that impression of like that ability to make real time connections with those that are watching your stream, are able to jump in the conversation, maybe get to know you. You were talking about food and drink and how we got into that. I learned about lemonade. Yeah, right. Like lemonade. Lemonade here is not the same as what you would call lemonade in the UK. So you didn't know that, Rob? Yeah. So our idea of lemonade, right, is lemon, water, sugar, pretty much, right? Lemonade, from what I understand, is it's more like just like a Sprite or like a fizzy carbonated drink. And so if you were to order lemonade like in the UK, you would get like basically a Sprite or something like it. And then when they come over here and they ask for that, they have like no real notion of that combination of ingredients. So they're like, if they've never been here or been educated on that, they're like, what did you just hand me? That was a whole like 10-20 minutes of my stream one night. We're learning about different things across the ocean from our friends in other places. Quick follow-up on all that. What is probably some of the most interesting conversations you've had in real time with your chat when you're streaming? And I'm going to let you guys think about this while I let folks know we are all on twitch.tv. It's a live stream service where mostly known for video games. There's a lot of video gamers on there, but there's a very strong, thriving Lego fan base there where folks like us get on there live and we talk about Lego. We'll build Lego live. We have a lot of talented Lego builders as well who actually go through and show us their designs. Rob, do you have something?
I do, and it was like someone asked me. I think it was Danny. Danny Fandoms. He asked like the classic question, like, "Is water wet?" And like the chat just blew up, and I was like, "No, shut it down. We're not discussing this. We're not discussing it." But people will actually like ask me. Well, I think it's mostly just Danny. He'll ask me a question, and then he'll like answer the question with a redeem or something like that. So I have like a redeem that says it's Jamie Tart from Ted Lasso, and he goes, "Holy guacamole," and he said like, what do priests eat with their chips or something like that. And then he did the redeem, holy guacamole. But yeah, just kind of silly questions like that for me, I'm a little nervous to give my answer based on if I give the right answer or the wrong answer, how much judgment I'll get one way or the other.
Are you afraid to answer questions in fear of like being clipped, saying something like in a bad way or out of context? Yeah, Rob said yeah to that. Ace, do you have something?
Yeah, and I want to circle back to what Fred said is people joke like, do we even build Lego on stream? And I joke when people are joining my channel for the first time, I primarily build Lego, and chat tries to distract me as much as possible. So this was, you do have to like one experience that stood out, but this is sort of like a running experience. I had created this redeem on my channel that if someone did something, I would have to stop my build and then go and collect a power star in the Nintendo 64 game Super Mario 64. And if you don't know, there's 120 stars in that game. Somehow one of the Lego companies, not Lego companies, but company that deals with Lego bricks, Bricker Builds, found out, and they sent me this letter and a power star that is built out of Lego bricks. And it was a really nice letter. And then it got to the point where it's like, well, because you struggle so much collecting stars in Super Mario 64, here's an actual Lego power stars to hopefully, help you out. So
shout out to Bricker Builds for just critiquing you on your ability to play games. So I laughed when I saw that, and I was like, that's true. They're just telling the truth, Ace. Fred, do you have anything that you want to share?
I wouldn't say it's a crazy moment specifically per se. I think it's just a really unique and really cool part about being able to share your passion for Lego on on social media, but on Twitch specifically, that the Lego group recognizes that there is a community of AFOLs on Twitch that and they recognize that they too should have access to really awesome news and sets and everything like that on the platform. And the fact that there are RLFM recognized Lego fan media, and I feel very blessed to have that opportunity to be part of that, to be an ambassador and be able to show sets before they're released to the general public, and let people know, hey, this is going to be out on such and such day. You guys should check this out. You guys have an opportunity to watch this live as I put this thing together. Obviously, with reviews that you would possibly see on YouTube, you typically just see the finished product after they're done building it. What's unique about showing it on Twitch is you guys get to see it put together brick by brick, and you guys can determine, hey, maybe come September 1st, I am gonna go and scour my local Target for some Series 2 Marvel CMFs because they're awesome. So as a byproduct of sharing my passion for Lego on Twitch, being able to connect with the Lego group and let them know, and that they know that there is a fantastic community on Twitch, and there are people on Twitch that are consuming Lego content there on that particular platform, has been an awesome opportunity that I hope people are also really excited about.
Absolutely. Rob, you had something.
Yeah, just something to add to that with like being able to share your, like for me, if I'm on a live, I'm live streaming, sharing my opinions about a set. The chat is also able to like give their feedback if they have built the set before too. And I found myself kind of rethinking my opinion of certain sets. Like I'll build it and be like, oh, I don't really like it, and then someone says X, Y, some whatever they say, X, Y, Z, right? And I'm like, oh, I never thought about it like that. I understand why they did it, the way that they did it. I actually like it a little bit better now. But the Chewbacca, yeah, exactly. There's been lots of conversations about that set the last couple weeks, and being able to express my opinion, but then also hear like my community's opinion about it as well. That's something that I really appreciate, because if I post a video on YouTube, people will comment about it. They'll add their thoughts and stuff, and I like to go through those when I can. But it's not like my main priority. But if we're on Twitch, we're having a conversation about it, which is really cool to be able to do.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the most unique things about what we do is that we, like Panfrenuto here said, in real time, you're building the set. People are actually seeing it happen brick by brick. And I've honestly made a lot of decisions about Lego and sets that are coming out by watching people build it on stream. I've often went into it saying, I don't know, I'm not really sold on this set, but then I'll watch someone build it and then I'll see some really cool moments. I'm like, okay, that's a cool experience.
Yeah, the Bat Cave. I don't even know the name of it. The Bat Cave that you built, Amor. It was like a few weeks that you were building that on stream, and so I got to watch through it. And I'm not a huge Batman fan, so I don't think that I would have bought that set anyways. But it was cool to be able to see someone build a set that I knew I would never actually get to experience.
Kind of going off that too. Fred had built the lighthouse. I'm sitting here looking. I was like, no, I'm not gonna get that set. I don't have the room. It's too expensive. And then he keeps building it. And I keep seeing it come together. I'm like, oh, that set looks really nice. And so what do? I end up buying the set. Thanks, Fred.
And what's great about that actually is the lighthouse, enabled. I'm sorry, right? Sorry, not sorry. Sorry for your wallet. No, it's one of those things that particular set was actually provided by the Lego group. So thanks, Lego, for providing me that lighthouse set. But it's a set that I probably would not have it on a typical basis grabbed over any other Star Wars sets or whatnot. So I'll be able to do something different and build it on stream, and in turn enable this guy who typically buys Star Wars sets to also get it is really fun. And we kind of joke about it, like, thanks, Fred. You you enabler. And I'm like, sorry, not sorry, but also glad that you're here, checking it out. So it's one of those things where it's awesome to, let people, shed some light on sets that they might not necessarily on a typical basis think twice about. But also, as far as building it on stream, we always like to say that you get to vicariously build the set through us, where maybe you don't have the means to pick up a UCS Millennium Falcon and you want to still be able to experience that build, that brick by brick, piece by piece build. And you don't have the room for it, you don't have the funds for it, or whatever it is, but you still get to experience that through us on Twitch. There's, again, another really unique part about Twitch that you might not necessarily get on another platform. Maybe you'll get a speed build of it or like one of those time-lapse videos of it, but you get to watch piece by piece, brick by brick, live on stream, and experience that vicariously, through us.
Absolutely. I think that is the real value, because I mean, even if you see a full build of like a recording, you don't get that real time interaction, right? So like even if someone did the whole on YouTube, I built the whole thing, watch me do it like in one go. It's not the same like watching it happen in real time and actually even asking questions or people pointing out little things about the build that or if we do that, if we point out something about the build that maybe someone wouldn't know by just surfing on YouTube and browsing like the latest review or coverage of like the Batcave. Actually, Rob brought that up. So many people watched me build the Batcave because it took forever, and it was like 10 streamers. It was a chunk like of my year. I'll be honest, but a lot of people who would drop by or catch segments of it, and there's even a handful of people who watched the whole thing from like start to finish. A lot of people were very impressed by it, or there would be little things they're like, oh, I didn't know it did that, or there's this really cool Easter egg here, or like how it opened up and how you could store the Batmobile in it. It was really just cool that everyone walked away that was in my chat going, that was way better than I thought it would be. That was a really cool experience. And I myself, as the person who got to build it, there's a clip of me holding it up, victoriously and saying some choice words. But I was really stoked about it. And that is just cool because the rest of chat also was there to celebrate it with me.
I was gonna say, did you get anyone coming in like saying, "Oh, there's Lego on Twitch"? Because I just wanted to like kind of touch on that, but
that's a good point. Every time, right? Like I often on a regular basis get people who show up. They're a first time chatter. They've never been in there or have said anything maybe, and it's often, oh, you can build Lego on Twitch, or Legos are here, and I'm like, yes, these are Lego, but people don't know that you can actually consume Lego content on twitch.tv. How about you?
yeah, I mean, the amount of times, that first time chatter comes in is like, "Oh, what are you working on?" I was like, "Oh, I'm working on this," and then I zoom out to show, the nerd kid behind me with the thousands of pieces of Lego and, you know, I mean, probably like 100 or so Lego sets, and then, "Oh, can you show me that?" or "Can you show me that?" So it's really cool to see that first time interaction, or even like say we do these things on Twitch called raids, right, where we raid out to another community, and that community might not be Lego content, and then to raid there and be like, "Oh, what were you doing?" I was building Lego on Twitch. Like, Lego, oh, I have Lego here, and it's just that love and that joy and that passion that everyone seems to have on Lego, and then it's present on Twitch as well.
All right. Wow. This is an amazing chat. Actually, we've been flying through everything, but I would love to just cover really quickly because I think we all kind of covered different aspects of Lego. Let's kind of talk a little bit more about like in our content what we like to cover when we do Lego, whether it be on stream or on our short form, whatever it is we cover. What kind of stuff exactly are you like currently like covering or interested in, or what can people like really like look forward to?
I love to make people laugh. So if you're looking for a good laugh, then check out my my stuff, I guess. With the new CMFs coming out, I was lucky enough to find them at Target early, and the big question now that they're not in the foil packs, the plastic, they're in the boxes, is how do you figure out which CMF is which? And I actually was texting with Fred the day that I got them, and I was like, oh man, like what are some funny ways to like pretend to like figure out which CMF is which. And so it was like shaking it, and like I was next to my piano, I was like shaking it. I was like, oh, okay, that's like a C sharp. That's Moon Knight. That's definitely Moon Knight. And then like a C natural. That's Kate Bishop. But yeah, I love making people laugh. I love having a good time, and I hope that when people watch my Twitch streams, they get some laughs in as well. There's some funny little skits that I've had in the last couple of weeks.
You normally do tier lists, right, on Twitch as well, right?
What's that?
Tier lists.
The tier lists. Yes, I also do the tier lists. Yeah, I got to get back into that. I got deep into building my Harry Potter sets, so I finished those now, so I can get back to that for a couple days before Gringotts comes out, and then I'll be rebuilding Gringotts for the next year and a half, basically. But yeah.
I guess, primarily starting with Lego building on Twitch, I've kind of like expanded out into doing video games and other stuff as well on my channel. But what I like to do is not just kind of stick with the official Lego sets. I like to kind of look and see what's out there on Rebrickable or what other mock builders have done. And if I like it, I'll try to get the instructions and build it as well on stream, just to kind of experience it. And it's been great getting to see just like the different building techniques. You kind of get used to some of the stuff that Lego does, but then there's times that you're building Legos like, oh, that's a really cool technique as well. But just getting to build a variety of different things out of Lego, whether it's an official Lego set, whether it's a brick or build set, whether it's from Rebrickable. I've had a lot of fun doing that and experiencing that, because I kind of gravitate towards more of the model type builds, not so much of the play type builds. I grew up building models, plastic models and stuff like that. So I like those more adult themed sets. I really enjoy the 18 and up line, and that's actually kind of what got me back in to Lego from my dark ages, from my childhood, where I didn't build Lego in like high school and college. So just those more model display type sets I really gravitate towards, and I really enjoy building those and displaying those.
Yeah, actually, me too. We build a lot of the same things actually, and I have the same idea of like, I like the things that display well when they're done as well. So I can have a gigantic bat cave, on the shelf behind me that looks like bigger than my face. So Fred, how about you?
Yeah, as far as the getting started on Twitch, being part of the largest Star Wars costume club in the world, the 501st Legion, started building a lot of Star Wars sets and featuring a lot of that, and of course other properties, other pop culture properties, and kind of connecting those sets to those shows or those movies or what have you, and being able to show people that, hey, there is Lego that exists that also properly displays that passion for that particular movie or that particular show or that particular video game. Obviously, with Twitch primarily being a place for gaming, people didn't know that a Horizon Zero Dawn tall neck set exists, and somebody may have been watching for hours somebody play the game, and all of a sudden to stumble across somebody that's building a Lego set according to the game that they're really passionate about. Those are always fun to kind of chat about and interact with. And so my typical content will center around Lego sets that represent different properties, movies, TV, video games, or what have you, but also has been really fun to kind of venture outside of that and gather, I guess, impressions and opinions of someone who doesn't necessarily build anything outside of those themes, but to be then super passionate about a botanical set that is fantastic, and that the fact that I built a Stranger Things Demigorgon, and that same piece that same headpiece in the Demigorgon is now in an orchid set. I'm like, wait, what is this? This is really crazy. It's really cool. And so to be able to make those connections and build really unique things that I would never on a typical basis build, and then be able to talk about that with another Star Wars fan who'd be like, you know what? I typically build Star Wars, and now I really want to get, this lighthouse set, like A said earlier. It's really cool to share that interaction with people on Twitch.
Thanks for your insight on that, guys. That was wonderful. And myself, I fit. Actually, I feel like I have a lot of overlap with all of you, but I generally love to build. I covered this on another episode, but if I think I'm going to enjoy the build experience, and if it looks really cool when you've put it on your shelf, that's generally what I go for. So I actually end up with a lot of the bigger sets because of that, because those tend to be the better display pieces. But that's me. Man, time has flown by, so we should wrap it up really soon here. I want to thank each of you, Rob, Ace, Panfrenudo. So twitch.tv/it's_Rob the Builder, twitch.tv/Amish_Ace, twitch.tv/Panfrenudo. These guys are wonderful creators on the platform. You can find them all over the internet. My name's Amor, twitch.tv/more. And this is an episode of Crossing the Streams. We're doing it live. We do this live every weekend, actually, on Saturday evenings on Twitch, on the More channel, and you can also find it on YouTube. But more than anything, I want to thank BrickSLOPES for everything. And if you're listening right now out here on the floor, please continue to enjoy the show. There's so many wonderful things to see, and we'll see y'all later. Have a wonderful day.